Good morning, good morning. It's Sunday. It is my planning day. At least I try. I like to meal plan for the week, try and pre-make a couple meals, make sure I've got stuff pulled out of the freezer and all that. But realistically, I probably only get around to this maybe 60% of the time. I'm going to take you along, let you see how I try and make it work, because I did a video about some of my scheduling and there were some added questions, so I wanted to show you a little bit more. Yeah, well, we will start with some breakfast because, as I mentioned before, my morning routine doesn't usually allow for much time for me to make breakfast, so I like to try and pre-make some stuff. And this week is a little bit more chaotic because of some scout stuff. Our rental over in Eastern Oregon is getting wrapped up, so my husband's gonna be gone, and it all falls on me, so I gotta make sure I can keep my shit together. I am gonna make some breakfast bites, some sausage, egg, breakfast bites. I've got the sausage cooking. This is from our pigs this year. It actually turned out really well. Excited for that. So there's our eggs. Our chickens are finally laying again. So that is nice to see. Good pile of eggs. Chipped off some morel mushrooms from the freezer. This is all we have left. So it's got to last us a couple more months before the season. Got our cheese shredded up and we'll get it put together. For my morels, I do freeze some of them and then I dehydrate some of them depending on how I'm going to use them in the recipe. So I have a couple different options. Always worried too that if our electricity goes out that everything in the fridge and freezer is going to go bad. So I dehydrate some stuff as a backup. So as I was looking for them, I was going to do ham also. Then I got totally sidetracked trying to clean my freezer for the first time in 4 years. So I decided to start vacuuming it out and wiping it down. For 12 bites, might not seem like a lot of meat for this, but I'm going to use some other things as filler. We've got some dehydrated peppers from last year's harvest. I'm going to throw a little bit of basil in there for flavor. We've got the mushrooms, and I'm probably going to add just a little bit of cabbage. I've never done that before as some filler, and then of course onions. I don't have any dehydrated onions myself, but I do have some Thrive Life freeze-dried onions that I'll throw in, and of course some salt and pepper, and we'll throw it in the oven. So this recipe called for 3 eggs, which doesn't seem like much, but I'll go ahead and use the biggest eggs that I have.
Baby?
Egg bites.
Oh, yeah?
Well, that didn't make near as many as I thought it would. So we'll have 8 instead of 12. Hungry. All right. This is how they turned out. Okay, product tester, come try them out.
Right.
We cut up one of our pieces of bread.
This, huh?
Threw some avocado on it. Making a sandwich.
Yeah, here we'll switch bread. You can have that one. I'll have this one because it evens out better.
Throw one on there for me too.
All right. Ready to rock? Ready to rock? I don't like putting metal on it. That's for sure. You putting salt and pepper and all that jazz on it?
I did, yeah. I made a loaf of bread last week, so that's what I'll need to do this week because this is almost gone. And even though we haven't eaten it, I might have to give it to the birds because it's almost.
Our bread, right? And
our bread, our eggs, our sausage, our bell peppers, basil. I put a little bit of basil in there. Morels that we.
That's good brain food.
Okay.
Mushrooms are good brain food.
Let me know how it is.
All right.
Hopefully it got done all the way. That's what I need to know. Looks like it got done. Is it tasty? Lots of flavor? Okay, my turn. Okay, we've got 1 meal and 2 meals. So Jeremy's gonna take one with him. Kayla will have 2 meals. And now I'm in the mood to make some muffins. And we've got this bag of huckleberries left over from 2020. Jeremy made a huckleberry cheesecake. We've made some pancakes and I need to use up the rest of this. So I think I'm gonna make some huckleberry muffins, which are, huckleberries are just wild blueberries, so blueberry muffins, and another loaf of bread. Wah wah. I'm almost out of butter. I had to send Jeremy to the store because that's not enough for Mom. Unfortunately, we're gonna have to get it from the store because I have not learned how to make butter from goat's milk yet. Don't know if I really want to try. Maybe eventually. But one person that I was looking at said it took her 9 days. Maybe that's just her, but I don't have 9 days right now. And that was only for 1 cup of butter. No, I'm good. So I wait now. I got my liquids and my powder together. And I learned a really cool trick. This hard tortilla was for my brown sugar that was always a brick. Someone told me to put a tortilla in it. So I did. And I pulled it out of the cupboard and it was soft and easy to use. So thank you for that. Do you guys have any other baking tips or tricks that you can share with me in the comments? Maybe even on how to make butter with goat's milk, because I would like to find more products and more ways to use my goat's milk other than just drinking it and cooking with it. We will hopefully be learning how to make mozzarella cheese this year. That's my #1 goal. Since I have to wait for him to get back, I'm gonna go say hi to the goats, take them a little snack. I had some turnip that went soft and a little bit of zucchini left. It's brighter out here than I thought it was. I need sunglasses. And find out why these girls, she still has not had her babies, you guys. Juniper, what is going on? These two are like 9 weeks old now, almost 10 weeks. Maple and Yuki are up for sale, looking for new pastures so that we can make room. Plus, huh? You want some treats? Oh yeah, you do. Ah. Ah. See if the babies are still trying to figure out how to eat them. Ah, my fingers. Mamas. Here, Yuki. Get it. Get it. Oh. Here, you want some of that? Well, ladies, shall we go on a walk as well? Get down off of me. Come on. Come on. Yeah, I'm still in my robe. Come on. Let's go, let's go. Come here. It's cold. These are my baby girls. Look at how big she is. I know, you want scratches too, huh? Ooh, I feel the baby right there. I really hope you have 3 or more. Oh, excuse you. Hey, you stay inside the fence. Yeah, you're my baby. She just loves me so much. Yes, they do. They pick me up. Love me. Maple, you're gonna get your head stuck. No. No. Stay off. Don't jump on me. No. I like to come out, take a walk along the property. Looks like crap right now. But look for pieces of trash that are still being uncovered from the people who lived here before. Buried a bunch of trash. If you guys didn't see the video of us installing the new drain field over on that side, which is why the goats are not on that side anymore, go take a look. I'll put a card up here so you can see the amount of trash that we uncovered. And still we walk through and find all kinds of stuff that's coming up. I showed you guys this in the last video on my fridge. This is what I use for my meal planning. The first thing I do is write down who's going to be where, so it's all color coordinated. Jeremy's going to be gone those days, so that helps me decide what we're going to make and how much time that I have. So if I'm going to be here by myself, I know that I don't need to make as much, and that I probably need to make something easier because I'm not the primary cook. But the cool thing is that pork loin that I have written down there is actually already cooked. As I was cleaning out the freezer earlier, I came across half of a pork loin that was already cooked, and I'm going to take that out to thaw. I've got the breakfast done, pulled out some extra stuff. What I like to do when we do cook, and if I'm cooking especially, I will triple batch a meal. For example, the ham and beans, I make it a big enough meal that it will feed us that night for leftovers, and then a full other meal that I can pull out on nights like this that maybe there's only 2 of us, or we're looking for something easier. Maybe we don't have enough time to cook, but we still want something nutritional. Okay, I either had too much coffee or not enough. And that's one of the tricks that we have as well. So we freeze a lot. Thankfully, we have enough space. We do have 3 freezers. We've got the one on the fridge, the one here in the house, a big stand-up freezer, and another one out in the shed. And that's primarily because we do process a lot of our own food and have this. So the freezer out in the shed is pretty much full of meat from our pigs, goats, turkeys, crabbing, fish, things like that. And then as we need more in the house, we'll bring it in and filter it through the freezers. It's a kind of a rotational process. Having a list like this really helps us as well, because then we have our grocery list, and as I'm planning out, if there's anything I need to make these meals work, but primarily I try and go through what we already have here at the house and change up the different types of meat that we have. So we'll do a beef or turkey, and then fish, chicken, pork, and we'll try and rotate those out. And then there are the meatless meals that we also try and have in there. So taking a look at what we already have in the house, especially when it comes to perishables, like right now we have half a head of cabbage, I've got some sweet potatoes, we've got a couple tomatoes. What else do I have in here? I've got some carrots that need to be used, some celery. Obviously this time of year we're not able to grow as much of our own produce, but we do still have, so we got a bag of carrots from a local farm, and then there's like a whole big thing of radishes back there, and they're huge, so chances are those are going to be goat snacks. Once I have the meats and the vegetables decided, I kind of come up with different meal options. I showed you in the last video as well that I have a meal planner on my phone. Not a meal planner, a list of different meals based on types of meat, and we've built that over time, but I also have a recipe book that we use. We have quite a few cookbooks that we use and online recipes, but this is our favorite recipes that we add as we like them, and we can change the recipe as we see fit. I don't do the grocery shopping because I don't primarily do the cooking. So when it is time to meal plan, I don't always know what we have or have any idea. So aside from the list that we keep of recipes that we've tried and liked, I also just, again, go back to what do we have. And in our pantry here, this is a pretty cool pantry. I'll let you guys see it because everybody gets a kick out of this. It's a double door, so the front opens here. Obviously we have an overflow because that's one of our next projects, is building a pantry. And then you open it and it's in there. So it's kind of a double door, but I tend to look for things like this that Jeremy's picked up for recipe ideas. These types of things have a couple different recipes on them usually. So those are helpful, so then I know what I might be able to use. There's more Thrive Life, we use a lot of that. And of course, when you have cream of mushroom soups, they tend to have focus recipe ideas. So check out what you have in your pantry and start from there. There's quite a bit of stuff we tend to make from scratch, but not all of it. I mean, you see what we have. There's a lot of stuff we try and go quick and easy. My favorite when it comes to me cooking are things like instant potatoes, things I can microwave and cook. So there's like microwave rice and overnight oats that are already pre-made. I tried this company. They were really good. We've kind of started making our own too as we're moving towards the waste-free, which is really hard when it comes to food. I need to put WD-40 on that also.